beautiful sunshine and fresh air and mountains and snow and cold, and life is just spectacular. But here's a great question. What are you thinking about right now? I've asked you a question, and often people will share with me, I say, how are you today? And they'll say, oh, I'm terrible because of something that's happened in the past. Or I'm stressed about, scared about, frightened about, anxious about something that could happen in the future. But what about right now? What about this minute where the sun is shining, the breeze is on my face, life is amazing? And I'm asking that question because it seems that the world is stressed or anxious or both. Stressed about, depressed about what's happened in the past, angry about, bitter and twisted about what's happened in the past, or scared and frightened about what's going to happen in the future, because we're bombarded every day with bad stuff that's going to happen in the world, yeah? There's wars and there's inflation and there's high prices and there's interest rates increase, and what's going to happen in the world? Well, if you just stop and think just for a minute, for this present minute, what can you do about any of that? What can you do about the past? Whatever's happened in the past, whether it's terrible or horrific or sad or depressing, what can you do about it? There's nothing we can change about the past. Here's what we can do though. Isn't this exciting? Can we learn from what happened in the past and apply it to our current life right now, today? And is it possible that today is all we've got? We don't know that we've got tomorrow. And if we have got tomorrow, could it be a really good idea to use everything we've learnt from the past and today and apply it to the future so that we've got a great future? Because it doesn't matter what goes on in the world, wars and inflation and high interest rates and sickness and disease and horrible things that are going to happen, and they always have and they always will. They always have. There's always been terrible things going on in the world, and there will always be. But here's a great question. We don't have to react to that, do we? Couldn't we just respond? Because we've got a textbook, we've got a playbook, we've got a strategy, we've got a toolbox of great things to do to be able to handle the future. Because we're not stressing about the past, we're excited that the past happened because it's made us who we are today, and we're not anxious about the future or scared about the future because we've got logic and common sense and wisdom, because everything that we've learnt from the past has made us tougher and stronger and better because of what's happened today. So I've got always this great question. What do you focus on? Do you focus on the past that you can't change? Do you focus on the future that you've actually got no control over? All we can do is react or respond in the way that we choose to. So react is always that interesting question. If you have a bad medicine and you react to it, if you get poisoned by a snake, you react to the poison. It's a horrible word, and most people live their lives in reaction state. Yeah, something happens, something good happens, How about plan for the worst? And this is really funny coming out of my mouth because I'm such an optimist. But if you plan for the worst and you expect that the worst will happen and you've got a plan to deal with it, isn't it then exciting when something happens that's terrible because you've planned for it? And I use the example of insurance because people think I'm a bit weird when I say that, but we all get insurance. We get car insurance, house insurance, holiday insurance, or travel insurance. We don't want somebody to crash into us. We don't want somebody to burn our house down. We don't want to have something happen to us while we're on holidays, but we plan for something bad to happen by buying insurance so that if it does happen, we've had an opportunity to deal with it more effectively or deal with it better. And could we do that with everything in our life? Accept that bad stuff happens because it always does. And this is somebody, I was brought up in Australia where floods and bushfires and droughts and economic challenges and all sorts of hassles have happened in the country all of my life, and I'm a very old lady. That's my puppy dog saying hello, and that's a beautiful thing I love about doggies. Dogs live today. I don't know if they remember what happened yesterday. I've never looked inside a dog's brain. I don't think they plan for the future. They just enjoy every minute. If it's sunny, they run around. If they're tired, they have a sleep. If there's food on, they get excited about eating. If there's 4 dogs playing together, and that's what they're doing, they're running around the paddock right now just having a great time. Wouldn't that be awesome if we all as humans lived in the present? So we accept that the past we can't change. We love every single day regardless of what's going on because we choose to respond to what happens rather than react. And that's the interesting thing about response. There's a lot of things in our life that we can't change, yeah? We can't change the weather, we can't change the traffic. The government doesn't change very often. There's a whole heap of things that we have no control over. But what we do have control over is the way we respond. Nobody can take that away from us. We don't have to react. We can choose to respond with comedy, with humour, with passion, with enthusiasm, with thank God that's happened because it's taught me about life. And then when we look into the future, rather than being scared or frightened or anxious, how about, I know that bad stuff's going to happen. How can I plan for it? Now, the beautiful thing about that philosophy is that whatever you plan for doesn't usually happen. We always buy travel insurance, and often people get cranky because they buy travel insurance before they go on holidays and nothing ever happens. And they go, I wasted my money on my travel insurance. Because it's easy to look back and say, oh, look what happened in the past. I've got so much control over that. Well, we haven't, have we? Yes, puppy dogs. You should see them having such a great time. Live in the present, like my puppy dogs, like animals. They live for right now. Plan for the worst, expect the worst, be ready for it. But what about this? If you are excited about the future, could it be possible that even if bad stuff happens, because you've got a plan for the future, you've got a purpose, you've got a drive, if you've got goals, if you've got things you want to achieve, places you want to go, things that you want to do with your life, when you wake up every day, today, knowing that you've got an exciting thing to do today, and what you do today will help you do all the other things you want to do in your life, isn't that a great reason to be alive? The top psychologists and psychiatrists will share with us that the reason a lot of people are depressed is they focus on the past, they don't appreciate the present, and they're scared about the future because they haven't got a purpose for the future because they're so focused on the past. If you don't have a reason to get up, is it possible that you don't want to get up? But if you've got a purpose, if you're in love, if you've got a great career path, if you've got a holiday, if you've got to meet some great people, if you've got a party on, you're going to do something that you love to do, now you've got a reason to get up. So there's a really good thing to consider there. Why would you have a lousy, stinking, rotten job that keeps you in bed because you don't want to go there? Why not create a career path, a new business, do something that you're passionate about so you've got a purpose to get up every day? The reason you earn money, shouldn't that be because you love it, not because it's to pay your lousy, stinking, rotten bills? What a lousy reason to get up, yeah? If you get up every day knowing that you're going to be doing something that you're excited about, is it possible that life will be more fun? So here's a great question. A lot of people talk about I'm not good enough, or I need to be a better person, or nobody likes me because I don't fit in with the crowd, or what do I need to change for everybody to like me? Well, how about this? The person that you are now is everything that's happened to you in the past. You can't change any of that. So why not appreciate who that is for whatever's happened to you? And it doesn't matter how bad your life has been or what a terrible person you've been. Again, the psychologists and psychiatrists will share that people don't change. We can't change people, but people can change themselves. If you decide that from this day forward, whatever's happened to me in the past, I'm going to learn from it, grow from it, become a better person because of it. And I often share that with my max exercise professionals and business professionals. Whatever happened to you in the past is the reason that you are the person that you are now. So why not appreciate that person? You can't change anything about the past. You can learn from it and then apply it to the future. And the beautiful thing about being a business person or an exercise professional, whatever you've dealt with in the past, there's this great quote, if it doesn't kill you, it makes you stronger. If you've become stronger because of a bad relationship or a bankruptcy or an illness or somebody treating you badly or some kind of abuse or all the terrible things that happen to people, if you've come through that as a tougher, stronger, wiser person, Is it possible that you will now be a better exercise professional? You'll be a better leader, a better boss, a better pastor, a better teacher, a better parent, because you've handled a tough situation. So now you can help other people to handle a tough situation because you've done it. You're still standing. I love that Elton John song. I'm still standing, because if you haven't died, and we're all going to die, that's the interesting thing. And again, coming from me, that sounds quite ironic because I'm such a positive person. But I'm also a realist. We're all going to die, but we live every day. People say you only die once. Well, you do only die once, but you live every day. So what are you doing today? Not tomorrow, not focusing on the past. And I'll give you a really interesting thing about the past, because one of the things that, as an exercise professional, one of my specialties, or the people that I really love to invest time with, were people who really needed help with the way they felt about themselves, about food and about exercise. So there's an interesting connection with eating disorders, anorexia, bulimia, obesity, and how people feel about themselves. And my driving force has always been I want people to feel good about themselves. So if we can get people fit and strong, is it possible that their headspace will change about their food and exercise? So that was kind of my driving force as a personal exercise coach. So one of the things that my clients would often ask me to do is come with them to the psychiatrist or the psychologist or the counsellor. And I've got to really, this is a very confrontational and very harsh question and very controversial. But as an exercise professional, if somebody came to you for 10, 15, 20 years and they came every week and they didn't get fitter and they didn't get stronger and they didn't have a healthy, fit, strong body, is it possible that you'd have a little bit of doubt about whether or not that person was a good exercise professional? Because their profession is to get people healthy, fit and strong. If you kept taking your broken car to a mechanic and year after year after year after year, the car never got fixed, you'd probably be hesitant to take your car there, I would hope. Well, that's my interesting question about psychology and psychiatry. I went with clients to the psychologist and the psychiatrist, and they had been going there for 10, 15, 20 years, paying enormous amounts of money to have somebody listen to them talk about the past. We've got to clear up your past because otherwise you can't get into the future. But unfortunately, that talk about the past was taking 10, 15, 20 years. And what can you change about the past? What about if you're going to have a look at the past, why not analyse what's happened in the past, learn from it, grow from it, get better because of it, apply it to the present, and then make the future amazing? There's even a different question to ask, because I've had some really terrible things happen to me in my past, some horrible things that some people allow those kind of things to destroy their present and destroy their future. Well, I've done this great thing with the stuff that's happened in the past to me. That was done to me by other people that I had absolutely no control over. It wasn't my fault. They were just crappy people who did horrible things to me that I can't change. So I've accepted the fact that people don't change. That person did that. I can't change what they did, but I'm not going to bloody let them affect my present or my future. I love my life and I don't want anything that's happened to me in the past to affect what's happening to me today. Look where I live. I live in the most beautiful, I think New Zealand's one of the most beautiful countries in the world. I live with snow-capped mountains and fresh air and sunshine. I've got a wonderful husband and 4 beautiful puppy dogs, and I share that with you because all of that was a choice. People talk to me about, I have to live here, or I have to have this job, or I have to have these people in my life. Well, I'm a living, breathing example that you don't have to have crappy people in your life. You don't have to live somewhere that you don't want to live, and you don't have to have a career path or business that you don't want to have. You get to choose all those things. And I'll ask the question again. Do we get to choose to be healthy, fit and strong? I'm the healthiest and fittest and strongest I've been in my whole life. I'm also the oldest I've ever been. So are you, by the way. Isn't that funny? But I'm healthy, fit and strong because I choose to wake up every day and put health and fitness and strength into my life. It's a choice. We get to choose our career path or our business. Nobody forces you to have a job that you don't want to have. We live in a world now where employers are desperate for employees. There are businesses that are waiting to be opened because people are looking for something different, something new, something exciting. There's a business opportunity available for you. If you've got an idea, it will work. That's what the Max program's all about, a toolbox full of how to get a career path or business that you're really passionate about. It's a choice. That's my puppy dog shaking the fence because they're rocketing and rolling around the paddock. It's so awesome. So we get to choose to be healthy, fit and strong. We choose our career path. That means we choose our financial situation. There's this great expression about food. Every meal you've ever eaten, you were there. So we get to choose what we put into our mouth. Well, the same applies to what we spend money on. Every dollar we've ever wasted, spent or invested, we were there. We get to choose where we put our money. We get to choose whether we spend it or waste it or invest it. So we could be financially free, and that's probably the easiest out of all of them because there's so much information on how to be financially free and secure. And then the people that we put into our lives, we do not have to accept rude, disrespectful, nasty, horrible, gossiping people. We just don't have to. Even if they are your family or they are your friends or you think you have to have them in your life, you don't. Isn't that awesome? So you can be healthy, fit and strong. It's a choice. You can have a career or business that you love. It's a choice. You can be financially free. It's a choice. And you get to choose the people that you put into your life. I'll reverse that as I always do. Unfit, unhealthy and weak. Choice. Lousy, stinking, rotten job. Choice. Broke and challenged by money. Choice. Horrible people in our life. Choice. You get to the point today, because today's the present. Any of the choices that you've made in the past, you can't change those. You can learn and grow from them though. So if you've made poor relationship choices or poor food choices or poor career path choices, learn from that and don't do it again. Yay! Often people share with me, I made this terrible choice, and I go, congratulations, you've had a great university course on what not to do again. So learn from what happened there, apply it to today, and be excited about the future. And I'm going to put what I think is a positive spin on this. I don't know that I'm going to be alive tomorrow, and neither do you. We could get hit by a truck. We could get hit by lightning out here. Do you know that there's a tiny number of people every year that get hit by vending machines? There was an incident just recently in New Zealand where a truck fell off a bridge onto some cars and the people in the cars died. That you can't control that. That's called an accident. And I'm sharing that with you because they're the things that we have no control over. Why would we be scared of something that we have no control over? But every day that we wake up, we have control over how healthy and fit we are, whether or not we have a lousy, stinking, rotten job or we're doing what we love. We have a choice about where we put our money, and we certainly have a choice about who we invest time with. So here's a great question. Do you love who you are, and are you excited about who you are becoming? A lot of people share with me, I don't like who I am, I need to change. Well, how about love who you are? Because it's everything that's happened to you up until now has made you who you are. Be really proud of that person. And then if you want to get better at a sport, or you want to be better at discipline, or you want to be more skilled at something, or you want to have more patience, or you want to be a better person in any area of your life, isn't that awesome? You get to choose that. So rather than focus on, I was a terrible person in the past, no, the past has made you who you are now, and from this day forward you can choose who you're going to be in the future. Isn't that exciting? So let's decide today, and this is a begging because I always ask this, if you are a parent, a teacher, a coach, a pastor, a boss or a leader, people are looking at you. People need to know, particularly our kids, our young adults, need to know that it is possible to be happy, to have a career or business that you love, to be healthy, fit and strong, to be financially free and to only have respectful people. I want that for everybody, but I want our kids to know that it's possible. And too many of our kids don't know that because all they have in their life is unfit, unhealthy, weak people with a lousy, stinking, rotten job who are broke and getting broker because they don't have a financial plan, and they have horrible people in their life, and kids look at that and think that that's normal. Well, I'm sure that you don't want that for anybody in your life, and I don't have any children, and I don't want it for anybody else's kids either. How about we decide today to be the adults, the mature adults that are healthy, fit and strong, have a career or business that we love, we are financially free, and we have great people in our life, and most importantly, we live for today, learn from the past, love today, be excited about the future. Wouldn't that be bloody awesome? And look at this. May your Mondays be magical, may your Tuesdays be terrific, may your Wednesdays be very wow, and your Thursdays be thankful, may your Fridays be a fun day, may your Saturdays be super, may your Sundays be sparkly, may every day be awesome because you choose it to be. Woo!